everybody. My name's Tim Keegan, farmer outside Mount Vernon, Iowa, and Farm Bureau member. And today I'm going to give you a quick snapshot of what it's like planting beans today. We're planting beans, no-till planting beans of the standing corn stalks. No-till means it's a practice we believe is the best for the environment, and we don't do any tillage on the field and allow the residue to break down. And something we use pretty heavily on our operation, farm outside Mount Vernon, and raise corn and soybeans. So if I can figure this out, I'm going to give you a quick snapshot of my view today as I am planting. So I apologize if it's a little bumpy, but trying to run the planter at the same time. And so as you can see, got several monitors in here we're using. These monitors help keep track of the seeding rate and also the auto steer when I'm using it, but this field I'm not using the auto steer currently. And the planter behind, you can see how it's each individual row unit is planted directly into the corn stalks. Those big white tanks are what holds the beans. This is a bulk fill planter. And you can see here is a waterway that allows the water to come down, and these row units shut off as they go across that waterway and turn back on. We use prescriptions, planting prescriptions, so there's a lot of technology involved in agriculture, and allows for, I guess, cost measures, better cost control, and also, we believe, better environmental measures. But we plant with prescriptions that, as we're going across the field, as you can see on that screen, kind of the different colors of blue, that's different seeding rates based on management zones of this field. Those management zones vary based on the fertility and also the type of soil that it is. And so as this tractor is driving across the field, it's automatically changing the seeding rate when we get to those different management zones. And then as it gets to areas that's already planted, it's automatically turning off. So you can see where I am, that technology is allowing, you can see where it's painting the screen a different color of green there on what we're doing as we're going across the field. So I get up to the end here, I'll stop and jump out and give you a quick little close-up view of the planter and some of the different technology that's involved with it. So really a lot of cool things in agriculture when it comes to the amount of technology that's going on. And it's just as much work trying to manage some of the technology sometimes as it is to make sure everything gets planted correctly. You can see looking across this field, when I stop, you'll be able to see. You can see that waterway or strip going down, straight down the hill there, and that's actually an area that we chose to seed down because the type of soil that's in this field, it can be highly erodible, and so we decided to seed that down, and we mow that to make hay for our cows, and that way it stops any erosion going down. So climbing out and just looking at the planter up close, one of the important things on these planters is to make sure that obviously the seed's getting in the ground and it's getting covered correctly. And so on beans here, trying to plant them about an inch to an inch and a half deep. And these closing wheels on the back of the planter right down here are what there's a lot of different options, but helps us to each individual farmer, depending on the type of ground they have, their farming practices, can equip their planter different ways and different preferences. So really what this is these bulk tanks are full of seed, and it's pushing through air, pushing it out to these individual units. And these individual units then have a plate on there that allow, as it turns going across the field, it turns and it drops the seed down in between these rubber tires where the slit is made. And then these closing wheels here work on closing up the ditch. And that's kind of how the planter works. So this is a 40-foot planter. It can plant corn or soybeans. There's lots of different sizes of planters, anywhere from 6-row planters that all the way up to 24-row planters. So again, a lot of technology going on, a lot of hydraulics being used. Sometimes I think I should have been an engineer instead of to have a background in farming as much as we do anymore. So as far as the tractor goes, it is what we call a front wheel assist tractor. This has about 315 horsepower or so, and it's a common tractor that people use to plant with. So that's just giving you some background on what it's like to farm here, and some of the things that guys are busy doing this time of year. I think there's one question on there about how much seed do these white tanks hold, and they can plant about 90 acres if they're completely full. So that's about how often, and a typical planter like this on good running, meaning you got long rows and not turning a lot, necessarily like this field here, I can plant probably around 30 acres an hour. Well, I appreciate everybody's time, and I hope you learned something, and stay safe.